How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Abyss. I'm at Gala. Just unboxed a nice little haul from Dread Records. So hang out with me for a little bit. Let's see what we got. Alright, so like I said, I picked up a few things from Dread Records. Came in the mail yesterday. So I figured I'd do a little video kind of showing what I got. Kind of a mix here. Death metal, black metal. Kind of all over the place. But yeah, some interesting pickups. This first one here is a death metal band out of California. They split up a few years back, and that's Abscessed with Damned and Mummified. Pretty cool artwork. This is a 2004 release. And if you're not familiar with Abscess, basically members of Autopsy formed this band with Clint Boyer, and eventually Clint Boyer left the band, and then eventually the rest of them kind of stopped playing. And if you're into bands like Autopsy, this might be, especially this album specifically, Damned and Mummified, might be something for you to check out. Definitely has its flashes of old school death metal, Death of Doom, but also throws in like the random punk influence riff and things like that. So I mean, I would definitely categorize this death metal for sure, but there's some punk and thrash and doom influences in there. Really cool. Empty Horizon, probably my favorite track on here. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. Again, that's Abscess with Damned and Mummified. For fans of Autopsy, I would say. Seeing how it has three members from the band were in this project. But let's keep rolling and see what else we got. Alright, so we're going to keep it with the death metal side for a little bit. And I blind bought this one. I just gave it a listen and I was blown away with how good it is. It's a one-man Norwegian death metal band they're defunct now. I'm not sure exactly when he stopped producing music, but this is Gore Lord, and the album is Norwegian Chainsaw Massacre: The Final Cut, and this was a 2006 release. Sorry, I'm picking up the camera in the background there. Pretty plain artwork on the back, just a small list of tracks there. Really good, like I said, solid one-man death metal. This came out in 2006, and it was the final release for this project. Like I said, if I pronounce it right, Fred Diablo was the man behind it. Pretty simple booklet. Got some like smoke and some moon and all the lyrics in there. Nothing crazy, but subtle but powerful. And man, I'll tell you what, I was blown away by this release. Like I said, very, very heavy, gritty, just detuned as shit guitars. And for being slower death metal, it does not lose any of its heaviness. I mean, it's not just blistering fast, blasturbation over and over and over. There's a lot of slowed down, mid-tempo to slow tempo riffs and things like that. And man, it's absolutely fantastic. It's punishing. The drums are super punchy, man. This kick's really up there in the mix. Just beats the shit out of you, but in a really good way. Really good vocals, deep, guttural, nasty vocals. The guitar tone is just it's kind of hard to explain. I'm not going to say completely raw, but very good. Low, heavy, just nasty, gritty guitars. If you haven't checked out Gore Lord, I highly recommend going and picking this up. This is on their $5 CD sale they have going on. There's a ton of stuff on there for $5. I know last time I looked on there, that's when I got like the Toxic Holocaust and things like that. And actually all these CDs were on the $5 list. So I was really happy with the Abscess. It's got some different stuff on it, but this one blew me away. Gore Lord, Norwegian Chainsaw Massacre: The Final Cut. Definitely going to be listening to this a few more times before it gets put on the shelf. Fantastic, awesome old school death metal. Please go check them out. Alright, kind of turning their attention over to the black metal side. Again, all these CDs are on the Dread Records website under their $5 CD sale list. And this is a really good raw black metal project out of Budapest, Hungary. And this is Colt with The Valley of Plague. You can tell by looking at the the artwork. This just looks like cold, bleak, raw black metal, and that's exactly what it is. It's an EP, like I said, 2013 release out of Hungary. Two-man project. So you have one guy that does the vocals, the other guy in the band does all the instruments, drums, guitars, bass. But yeah, really solid. Pretty raw. I think the only drawback to this record was the mix for the drums. They're very, very out in front in the mix, so it can kind of overpower the guitars a little bit. But other than that, really cool guitar tone, very raw sounding, very raw, just visceral, just primitive vocals, which I love in black metal, and really solid. I mean, again, that's Colt with the Valley of Plague EP 2013, $5. Couldn't pass it up. I'd heard the band before. I actually thought I had another album with them, but that was Chlor, but not Colt. So I kind of fucked up there, but that's all right. Pretty good listen nonetheless. I'll probably leave this out and listen to it a couple more times. If you're into that raw, do-it-yourself sound in black metal, definitely go check them out. Actually, the next one I have here is pretty raw itself, so let's see what that is. All right, so moving along, keeping it with that raw black metal vibe. This is a black metal band from brain fart. Sorry, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, here in the U.S. Very raw, primitive sound to them. I wouldn't call them groundbreaking in any way, but it's solid nonetheless. That is The Cold Beyond. And this is kind of a compilation album that came out in 2014. It's called Dead Speak Volume 1, Tales of Fire. And as you can see there on the back, it's got some newer material from the time frame. There on the top where The Cold Beyond, and then the track list. And then it has kind of a reissue from a demo from 1998. This is released on Dread Records, and that's kind of what drew me to this, is that demo on there. I definitely wanted to get my hands on it and kind of check out, their newer sound compared to, what they sounded like on their original demo. Which I'm not sure if it's like remastered or if they just, cut it on the CD or what, but pretty good. Don't know a whole lot about the band. I know they were around for a couple years and split up, and then looks like they kind of got back together around 2015 or so and started putting this out. And then there's also a part 2 compilation, which I think involves some of their other EP and demo stuff on it. But yeah, pretty good USBM. Like I said, it's not revolutionary. It's just raw, aggressive, second wave, early second wave inspired black metal. Pretty solid, though, if you're into USBM. I would definitely go check them out. Again, that's The Cold Beyond with the Dead Speak Volume 1, Tales of Fire. Go check them out. All right, so we're going to finish this video up with this last album, and it is a Norwegian black metal album, which I was pretty surprised by. I'd heard the name several times, and I know there's a lot of bands with similar names, but definitely wanted to check this out. Again, $5, couldn't pass it up. Definitely not raw like the last 2 albums, especially The Cold Beyond, super raw. This one is a much more polished, higher end production. Guitar is very deep and punchy, pretty cool, and they vary in playing style. You got your traditional, second wave style guitars going, the dissonant chords and stuff like that, the tremolo, and then it'll go into a really cool kind of groove thrash vibe, and just sounding more like the first wave style of black metal, and then kind of into like just a groove hook. I mean, it's hard to explain. I mean, they progress through different styles in each track, and that's what kind of really surprised me by this album. So I mean, this along with Gore Lord, I think were my favorite 2 out of this pickup. And of course, this is Dodds Fall. I'm gonna butcher this album name, but Dodds Fall with Juvelens Evangeli. I believe I'm probably way off on that with that J in there. But 2-man Norwegian black metal project, very good. Like I said, the guitars are a little more detuned, very well produced, punchy, heavy, and just really thrashy riffs from time to time. A few really rememberable riffs for me in there. Very good stuff. There's a lot of Dodds, what have you bands out there, but Dodds Fall is one that I really haven't followed that much. So this is actually my first physical copy for this band, and I'm very impressed. I will definitely be getting back on Dread Records, see if they have anything else maybe by this band on sale. This is from Obscure Aberrance Productions, but nonetheless, $5 off of Dread Records. Dread Records, can't beat that. They kind of remind me at times of Dark Funeral, like with the guitar tones, but maybe a little more lower tone, a little deeper, maybe detuned slightly, and then all of a sudden it, like I said, it busts into like a really thrashy riff. So very cool, lots of different sounds on that album. Really impressed. Thanks to Dread Records for getting this to me safe and sound. Super quick shipping as always. They always have amazing deals, amazing albums in their $5 bin. I highly recommend go and check them out. I will link these bands up in the description as well as Dread Records. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. Again, as you can see, my room is a disaster behind me. I'm almost done with my remodel in here. Getting ready to launch a couple more things for this channel and other projects I'm working on. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me, everybody. Hails and horns, and we'll see you real soon.